Hey everyone, it's Professor Thompson. We're moving into the unit of suicide ideation. In this class, we are focusing on treatment, but it's very important that we go through the process of assessment for suicide ideation, just as a reminder. It's always important to be reminded of the steps that we take when we're doing an effective suicide assessment. We'll focus on this in this particular video, and then a second video will be available to you to look at effective treatment. Depending on the research you read, the number of veteran suicides a day is anywhere from 17 to 22. In 2017, recorded suicides for veterans were about 6,000 to 6,500. Acronyms are always helpful when we're trying to remember how to complete an effective assessment. In the case of suicide assessment, the acronym we're going to work with is the path warm? Is the path warm? The I in is the path warm stands for ideation. Remember last semester when we talked about passive ideation versus active ideation. Does the client have ideation and a plan? That's active ideation. Next we want to check for substance abuse, either a history of substance abuse or information and symptoms that the client could be actively abusing substances. We move on to the word path in our acronym and wonder with the client if they're experiencing loss of hope, meaning, or purpose, meaning they're displaying signs of purposelessness. Wrapping up the PATH acronym, we're looking at the following three items. Is the client experiencing anxiety? Does the client feel trapped in their situation like there's no way out? And they have no hope that things are going to get better. Something we need to be mindful of is that people who are experiencing suicide ideation often can't see outside of their bleak view, and they develop tunnel vision no matter how much information you might give them about the positive things in their life. This information can be a lot to take in, and every clinician is concerned about a client coming into their office displaying suicidal thoughts. But remember, your therapeutic relationship is your strongest tool. Your job is to walk alongside them as they navigate these. So now we've completed the is and the path part of the acronym for effective suicide assessment. Now it's time for us to move on to the warm part of the acronym. The first two things we're assessing in the warm part of the acronym are the client's withdrawal from social network, job, and others, and even visibly withdrawing in session. And additionally, we're seeing displays of anger either in session or reported by the client's social network. Here we're assessing the client for recklessness, a change in behavior or an increase in reckless behavior. And finally, we're evaluating any mood changes. One thing that's important to note is sometimes when people have a suicide plan and they're ready to act on it, their mood can become very positive. So there you have it. We've gone through the Is Path Warm assessment acronym to help us work with clients displaying suicide ideation. Our next video or lecture will cover the treatment options available when you're working with a client that displays suicide ideation.